let's play with paper. Do you love playing with paper as much as I do? I love playing with paper. Now I'm picking out which lady do I want to do something with? They're all so lovely. I love the expression in her face. Blue, pink, I've already done some pink ones. Green, which lady do I want to do? That's a tough question because they're all so lovely. This is digital downloads, a very inexpensive way to get some lovely artwork that you don't have to color and you don't have to paint for decorating your cards, scrapbooking, junk journals, or whatever you happen to be doing. This one came with a set of 10 pages and it only cost me $1.60, and I can print them as often as I want. I can reduce the size or I can enlarge the size to get the exact size that I need for the project. I'm debating blue or green. Blue or green. Here's the green. Isn't she beautiful? Love that face. And she has a nice expression too. Okay, since I mentioned ephemera, I have a whole collection of ephemera. I love Victorian things, so I purchased a bunch of sets. This one was Victorian Lady Fussy Cut, 10 pages for $2.50. Here's another page. I just printed only 2 of the pages because I was looking at this lady right here, and it's nice that it comes in 2 sizes, but I could always reduce if I want it. That's cool. It's a cool drawing. And then this is another set, and this is how they come in big sizes like this, but I wanted this image right here. I want to do something with that image, and I wanted it to be a lot smaller, small enough to fit on a card. See, this image right here is really too big. That's almost half a page. I would not use this on a card because it's too big, but I absolutely loved that one. So I wanted to print this full size so I could get this one to be that size, because that size is going to be perfect on a card. And I have somebody in mind that almost kind of looks like, and I have somebody in mind for this as a birthday card or a Mother's Day card, probably a birthday card. These are just 2 pages out of 4 that came with beautiful Victorian women ephemera. And I purchased it for $1.89, and I can reprint as often as needed. And this also comes from another set. I really love this image right here, which is the one I'm planning on using. It comes in 2 sizes. That's really cool, but I like this. And this one came with 10 pages, and I paid $2.50, Victorian Lady Fussy Cut. And I also got some roses. They come in a set of 10 pages, and there's a collection of roses. I love roses. Everybody loves roses. And here are 2 pages. This one, I wanted the flowers to be smaller, so I printed it, I think, at 60% to get them smaller. I was really looking at this. That'd be a good border. And full size, that would just take up too much space on the card. And so sometimes I print them the regular size, and sometimes I print them smaller for whatever purposes I need. And this came from a set of 1891 fashions, men and women. It has 22 individual images, and this is the one that really spoke to me as a potential Father's Day card. Which I also printed out some sewing stuff because my sewing room is a vintage sewing room, and I want to redo my bulletin board. There's these awesome postcards I printed on cardstock so that I could have, you know, actual postcard like, but I want to use, I really like that machine. I like these flowers and the colors, but I'm gonna do something with these, and at least one, if not two of them, are gonna go on my bulletin board in my vintage sewing room, and this will probably be added there if I don't use it in a card. And I found some interesting information. I actually have two of these. I have this exact model, and I have another Singer sewing machine, which is in a different, more modern case. But yeah, this, I think that's the same thing. I want to put these on my sewing bulletin board. It's just cool, just having this information. I printed these on cardstock so that they would hold up well. But I just love them. And I could have printed them smaller if I wanted to put these like in a journal. And you know what? I might start a journal. I have a little notebook where I keep notes about sewing tips and like what size is a twin size bed, what size is a queen size bed, what size quilt for a you know, a king size bed do you make? And having those little notes, you can only keep so much in your head. You have to remember so many things. So having a little notebook, maybe a sewing journal, which would actually have useful, helpful information, tips that I've learned. I have so much sewing experience. I have sewn, oh my goodness, I could fill up a store with all the things that I have made. So this is cheap stuff that you can get to decorate a journal or a scrapbook or a cards, and or journal books. Well, I'm still kind of undecided. I am going to just, first of all, divide this up. This comes from Ginger Journals on Etsy. I have my experience with Etsy. I'm not happy with Etsy. But when I saw these images, like, oh man, I have to have them. Okay, I'm still debating the blue or the green. I want to give you some tips about cutting. When you're cutting, this right hand, or whichever your hand is dominant, if it's your left-handed, then you'd have scissors in the left hand. But yes, the dominant hand does the scissor action, but really it's the opposite hand that's going to do all of the movement. So when we're cutting, and this has like a gray little edge around it, and I'm just going to cut in the middle of that gray edge because I can decide later if I want to actually cut really close. But notice that my right hand, my dominant hand, is just staying in one place, and my left hand is rotating the paper. And that's how you properly cut with scissors. This is the right way. This is the easy way. This is a way that you can control your cutting. See, the left hand does all the movement. I can cut this out really simple, or I could come in and I can cut out every little scalloped edge. Right now I'm just doing it kind of simple, because once I decide what paper I'm going to put it on and how it looks on that paper, if that gray edge is okay, or if I really want to cut that gray edge off. So, see, it really doesn't take that long to cut something out. And what I like to do is like put on a movie or a video. I like to watch crafting videos when I'm cutting out things. And so I get into a mood where I just want to cut up paper. You ever seen a child with a pair of scissors and paper and they just want to sit and cut? Well, that's me. I'm that child who likes to just cut paper up. I've always loved paper. It's such an interesting medium. It doesn't cost very much, and these didn't cost me very much. Now I am going to go a little closer to her hair shape because it's relatively simple. See, I just move my left hand and I just decide how far to cut down. And I can pretty much keep my scissors almost continuously cutting. I just kind of ease up the pressure as I turn. I'm not going to cut all these out. I just wanted to cut out a couple just to give you some tips on how to fussy cut out digital images. So we have two. I cut out the two, and I still have to decide which lady I'm going to use. And what's going to help me to decide is I want to look at some wallpaper. So I got a fan going on, so let's look at some wallpaper, and let's find some blue or green. Oh, look at this. Now I do have a lady in here already because I think she would look absolutely lovely on this paper. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at the brilliant colors. Printed with my Epson printer. Now, blue, nope. Green, that could work. She could work on that, all right. Let's look at something else. I know there are other images here. This is a more simple background. This has a lot of green on it. And this is sort of a blue, a teal. You know, I don't think she's in the right place. But that could work as a nice backdrop for her. Let's see what else we can find. I don't really like the squares. Looks like patchwork quilt. Well, we could have contrast. She could, it's, I don't know, too busy. Something that just doesn't work for me. Wrong shade of blue. Peach. I don't really like the design. Maybe, no. It's got to speak to me. So I will look until I find something that works. Ooh. What if we combined both colors? Could she look good on? Yeah, that would be sweet. Pink and blue works good together, and she does have a pink rose on her, and I could probably bring in some flowers. Peach, no. Here's some blue. No, that's just too much blue. I mean, that could work, but yeah. So I just keep browsing to find, oh, here's something. Oh, yeah. That's almost the same shade of blue. Okay, I like this one. This one works for me. So let's put that aside. And what did I do with the green lady? Okay, I think I saw something that I liked. The country, nah, she don't look very country. She looks more fancy. It's very soft. Let's see, there's a lady. I just love the colors of this. Haven't figured out how to use it yet. That's why she's just sitting here. Covering up the pattern with her. And she's just sitting in here because I haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to do with her. she's pretty. Isn't she pretty? I used to make paper dolls when I was a kid. I used to make my own dolls. I just love that design. That looks so good with her. No, she looks perfect on that. So those are future projects. Those ones that are just stuck in here. This has some green. No, I don't really like it. Okay, the only thing I saw was back towards here. It was the green right here. It's got peach flowers. Peach is good with a complementary color because red is a complement to green. This is a very soft muted green, and orange is like next door on the color wheel to red, so that could work. But I really think, but I love that the best. So this is the winner for today. I will just leave her in here as a future project. And that's what I do when I cut something out. It's already cut out. I will just drop her in a page, and that's where she'll stay until I'm ready. So I have chosen a paper. Now I have to get a coordinating cardstock to build my design on. I have selected my background paper. It's almost the same color blue as the flower, so it works well. So now I need to cut my cardstock. I'm just using some pennies to help hold things down so the fan doesn't blow everything away. My paper's 11 inch, and I want to cut it in half. Half of 11 inch is 5.5. So if I cut it, then I have 2 cards. This could potentially be 2 cards. I'm just gonna put this back in my stash and fold it in half. This will be our card base. Now I have to decide what to do with this. Do I want it to be squarish? How much of the blue do I want to show? Do I want it to be an oval cutout? Because I could do that. Ovals are very common in the Victorian age. I could do a blue, I could cut out an oval and then put the paper behind it. That might be a good idea. Let me ponder that. But anyways, I do need to cut this down. My card is 4¼ inches wide, so this paper needs to be cut at 4 inches. My flower print needs to be 4 inches wide, and I'll put this back in my book. And my card is 5.5, so I need for this to be 5¼ . That way it fits on here a little less. Now it could be done on top, and I'll think about it. I'll put this back in my wallpapers. We have our paper down to size, and now we have to decide what we're going to do with this. Do we do something with the corners? Because we could just cut the corners, make it interesting. I like that one. Or we could cut out an oval. I have to think about it. How much of the blue do I want to show? Since she's wearing a lot of blue, maybe I don't want so much blue. Maybe I will just do something with the corners. All right, I think I'm gonna do that. That's sweet. Now, am I going to do anything else with it? Ribbons, lace, flowers, leaves, some kind of embellishment. She does have flowers in her hair. She does have lace around her collar. Let me think about it. I decided I'm going to go ahead and glue this thing together because I can't see anything else that I want to do with it. Except maybe add some flowers. So we just center this wallpaper. And then we're gonna put her. Now we have to think about, do we want to have something like some words on top? Do we need to leave space to put something there, or do we want her to be centered? I did cut out these flowers, the ephemera flowers. I like the pink, and it looks like, I guess it could go in any direction, but that looks more upright. This looks like it's pointed down. Let's see, we could add this, but what I don't like the yellow rose, and I don't like how this covers her up, but I kind of do like the pink roses, maybe off to the side. If we cut off the yellow, cut off that one leaf there, I think I like that embellishment. So she is pretty much centered. Well, let me just cut those off because I know that I don't like that. So we'll just eliminate the parts and we'll save those because they could be used on another card. So this is what it looks like. I did trim off the white edge right around here so that I could merge the flowers with the lady. And I still have space right here if I chose to put something. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. I have to think about what the occasion for this card is, who's going to go to and what message, but I have space to put something here if I choose some sort of a label. She looks very cute with my collection of my other Victorian ladies. And I haven't put any words on any of them yet, but I'm thinking they're probably going to be birthday cards for female friends or family.